Welcome to a new episode of BlissNiques. On this episode, I run through some of the more popular cruiser mods we've done in a bit more detail, a couple of changes and why we made them along the way, and I'll finish off with a few progress photos from the build at the end. Enjoy. Welcome to another episode of BlissNiques. My name's Beanie, nickname of course. My parents aren't mental. We're just down at Wilbinger at the minute. I'm not going to do a video about camping or anything like that. This is more of a follow-on video from my 105 Landcruiser build that I did about 6 months ago. Just about all the modifications inside and out. I've had a bit of interest and a lot of questions asked on social media and YouTube of course. Just about how I've gone about things with the water tank, EMU wings, and I'll go through some build photos when I was first building it, and also at the end of the video I'll go through what I would change. So I've done it all up about 9 to 12 months ago now, so it's a trial and error on a couple of things, so I'll run through those as well. Until then, I'll switch to head cam and run you through everything. Alrighty, I'll start off with the EMU wings both sides. I installed these myself. For anyone who wants to tackle it, it is a little bit frustrating getting the first one done, but once you do the first one, I guarantee you the second one is half the time. A lot of fine tuning, fine adjustments to get them right, perfect in line. You can get the metal ones, but I preferred the glass for the look pretty much in the end. The gas struts, I've actually got a shorter stroke gas strut. I can still walk underneath it, no worries at all. The only reason why I've done that is on the other side, they've got the awning on the other side, so if the awning was out and the window was up, it was just touching the awning, and in a windy day that's probably not ideal. So I've got the shorter stroke gas struts. Moving on to the actual unit itself, I've made the unit all one piece. So I can actually unbolt these bolts here that hold it to the frame on the inside, and it all comes out in one piece. And to do that was a nightmare, to get it to all line up properly. The drawer, I had to order the drawer runners off the internet that I couldn't find anywhere in Perth that actually sold such short ones. Well, I didn't really look that hard, but I just ordered them off the internet and they work sweet. The actual containers, there's 2 in there, can come out. They're that tight, and I had so much fun trying to get them in. As you can see, there isn't a lot of room for error. So yeah, that was my little puzzle for about a week, trying to get that all sorted. All right, I'll move on to the other window. Much the same as the other side. One thing I do, which is the trial and error part that I wish I had done, is make this whole box a complete unit itself that can come in and out. I've individually screwed all these bits into the framework and to each other, so yeah, if I have to take it out for some reason, it's going to be a nightmare, but fingers crossed I do not have to take it out. Other than that, I've changed the TV. The old one was no good in Glayon. Highly speak crap of it. I hated it. But other than that, access has been pretty good. The isolator switch. So Mum and Dad were kind enough to get us a travel buddy for Christmas, and they're sort of thrown a curveball at us because I don't know where I'm going to actually put it. But this was actually meant for an AC to DC charger, and the lithium battery is that good that I just didn't even bother installing it. So the car itself and the solar panel charge the battery pretty bloody quick when I'm getting along. So I did not need it, and that's where the travel buddy is going to end up hooking up to. The switchboard is the same, hasn't changed. Fridge, TV, air compressor, water pump, and the other fridge, which has our Swanee D's and wine in at the minute. So it is actually a magic day for the middle of winter, and we'll crank them out pretty soon, I reckon. Okay, so on the inside, I've been asked about this more than anything else out of all the modifications. It's the water tank setup. So I got this custom made out of stainless steel. It holds about 52 to 53 litres, so we get about, if we were just to rinse ourselves off, soap ourselves up, and then rinse ourselves off again, we would get about 5 showers each when we're away, which covers most camp trips anyway. I will put the dimensions up for this. I've been asked a million times for the dimensions. I'll put the dimensions at the end of the video if you're interested. I've mounted it in 4 mounts. There's 3 that go down the side, in down there, 1 that goes to the car body itself, and I've actually got a strap around the middle just for extra, what do you call it, security, would you call it. Down the bottom I made 2 platforms up to take the weight, and yeah, that was the most important thing, because obviously the weight is down there. I've made it so it cannot move. With the aluminium right angle, it cannot move. I've put like foam in between that as well, so yeah, hopefully the last thing you want is one of these to split inside your car. It'll make an absolute mess, and I'll have to pull out everything. The 6 litre per minute pump is more than enough if you're wondering what size pump you go. This is how much pressure you get out of it. Quite a lot. That's shooting out, you know, 8 meters, 9 meters. More than enough pressure. If you want to check out the actual shower itself, I haven't changed it in any way. On the first video, it goes into detail a bit more, and check that out. Okay, so I'll run through some of the materials in a bit more depth compared to the first video. When gluing the carpet to all the marine ply and everything, I used Sally's and Sikaflex spray-on adhesive. They work good at the start, but as soon as we went to a warmer climate, they just unstuck straight away. So anything that I didn't staple down as well, it all just unstuck. So someone suggested getting Clark rubber, this spray-on adhesive, and ever since I've used this, I use it on everything that I use, including our boat, everything. That stuff sticks. So if you want to do it, use the Clark rubber brand. Now the framework, I used a 30mm by 15 aluminium frame. It's extremely light and extremely strong. I've probably over-engineered it, to be honest. It probably doesn't need to be as strong as I've done it, but I'd rather be too much than not enough. So in here you'll see frame down here, frame down there. I did have one down the middle too, but I decided to put a big battery in there, big lithium battery in there, so I took that one out. Still plenty strong enough. So other than that, I use marine grade everything. So marine grade ply, carpet, everything is stainless steel, bolts and screws, and some galvanized as well. But I've lock nutted everything. So the last thing you want is bolts coming out, nuts coming off in the worst spots to try and get them back in. Corrugation, so I built everything in this car to deal with the corrugations, and especially Steep Point. Steep Point has the worst corrugations, I reckon, in Australia, and they go not just for 20 minutes, they go for about 4 hours each way when they're bad. So yeah, I've basically made everything to combat the corrugations, and I mean, anything can handle gnarly bloody forward driving angles and stuff like that. That's fine. It's the corrugations that'll kill your equipment. Moving on. On the inside, I'm looking at putting the travel buddy just here, just above that fridge there. It's going to be a nightmare to get it in there, but also I'm going to put a divider in the middle just to stop stuff sliding forward when we're getting along, especially when we're forward driving, going down deep descents or braking heavily. Some dickhead brakes suddenly in front of us. Just to stop, stop it. I'll make it removable so I can put the mattress down the middle still and still sleep when I'm out by myself. Okay, anybody that hasn't seen the first video, I've just got a storage sort of section at the back behind my seat, and it's just all my tools, fan, kettle, all the odds and ends that are in there. And down the side here I've just got the compressor. It's nice and easy to access. It's the only thing that I've got hooked up through the crank battery itself, as I do draw a lot of ampage, 45 amp on those things. So I've the main power line that goes from the crank battery through to the auxiliary, I've just tapped into that and used the old seat belt bolt as the earth. Nice and simple. And along the top there you'll see the two-piece fishing rods. They slide in quite nicely, both sides. Out of the way and quick access, so if you see you bust up somewhere, boom, open up the door, straight out. Beautiful. Okay, so there's one thing that I've learned in the last sort of 6 months, once again trial and error. This was just a little bit too heavy and bulky for myself. My back is not the best, so taking this in and out of the cruiser each time we go camping, and especially when we're doing like day, it just got a little bit too much, so decided to let it go, even though I put so much time and effort into making it. And we've gone for a much lighter and a much compact option. I got this for Anaconda, and I've probably saved about, I reckon probably about 20 to 25 kilos going from this to this. And weight is a big thing, obviously, when you're traveling around. It's better fuel economy, it is better under braking, your car handles a lot better. So it's a bit of a win-win, trying to save weight everywhere possibly you can. Yeah, moving on. Another weight loss strategy that I had was getting rid of the arc pack. They work awesome, by the way, but it was just a little bit too big and bulky for what we're after, and I've changed that to a lithium 24 amp hour little battery pack. And also same with the solar panel. The solar panel that we did have was one of the old big and bulky ones that was heavy as, so we've changed that out to a solar blanket, just a 100-watt solar blanket, and both of them combined worked awesome in steep points. So that's probably the harshest conditions you can, and they both worked absolutely sweet, and we've saved a lot of room and a lot of weight in the cruiser. Together probably saved about 20 kilos, just doing that one swap. So overall, in the last two things I've just said, we've saved about 45 kilos in the car, which is quite a lot. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys have seen the little China dolls that you pull one out and it gets smaller and smaller. Well, this is the camping cook version of that, pretty much. It's absolutely lightweight and it's a big space saver. So if you're struggling for space, perfect. I'll end up using these on the boat as well. So 2 lids, a little miniature kettle, which is all you need when you're camping. You don't need a massive kettle, and 2 pots and a pan, and that's just absolutely brilliant. Perfect. Definitely recommend.
Just say thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and
I'm getting told off. No, I'll leave that there. I want people to know. Anyways, guys, cheers for watching. Like, subscribe and all that. We're going to enjoy one of these and one of them. Sunset's beautiful. What a winter's day. And yeah, we'll see you again soon. Cheers.